Hey, Jeff here. So I'm back. I know I just posted a video earlier today. I had made that for the stuff that had come in the past couple days, and I made that late last night, Friday night. And yes, I know I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing last night, but I threw this shirt on last night right before the video because we had just gotten home from a school event. And so anyway, I threw it back on this morning. But we went out. Not that that makes any difference, but hey. We went out, had to drop the kids off again at a school event, a continuation of last night. And my wife's like, "Want to go somewhere?" And she offered to take me to a record store that I hadn't been to, whatever. So we talked about it, and well, we decided to go to one that I go to, it seems, about once a year. And it's in the next town over, but it's like downtown. It's in a part of town that we just never go to. So you have to actually want to go to that part of town to go there. And so I occasionally pop in there. Now, I've mentioned this place before. I've talked different things about it. The prices tend to be, on the high side to a degree most of the time, but the selection tends to be the best. Bootleggy stuff, import stuff, hard to find stuff. And I love the way, of all the stores in this area, he is really the only one that is this way as far as the way he organizes his store. But there is one other store that's kind of close. You walk in, and it's a real skinny store. Maybe that's why the place is called that. Anyway, and the first rows you come to on the one side is all metal. On the right-hand side, you've got used records and a lot of these are new and used. But on the right-hand side, he's got classic metal. And it's all everything from 70s hard rock to 80s, glam, hair, whatever you want to call it, metal of that time frame. Then he's got a whole box, which is, I'm not sure exactly how it's classified, but it contains all of the psych and doom stuff, like on Southern Lord Records and Doom and St. Vitus, Trouble, all those type of stuff. A lot of different bands I've never even heard of, so I hit that area and I hit the classic metal, and then I turned around and hit the actual metal. Now, I went in there many, many months ago, way before this whole COVID thing. Our kids occasionally have school events over there where they have to play in the band, and so I'm like, okay, while I'm waiting, I'm going to walk over to the record store, or I'm going to drive across the street. And so last time I went in there, it was a school event. And it was probably the end of last year, maybe early part of this year. And he had some albums that I really should have got. But again, the prices were in that range where I'm like, I hate paying those kind of prices. They were like over $30. And I'm like, I don't want to buy that. And then I go online when I get home and I realize you can't touch them, even ordering them online. You can touch them for about that price, and you got to tack on shipping. And I even mentioned it. I think I mentioned these on that day to like Scott Waters, and he said, "Yeah, you should have probably got those because that's the normal going price." So I kind of was kicking myself because I knew it'd be a long time before I got back there. So I went back there today. I went with the intention of hopefully they'd still be there. Who's going to buy them, right? But I didn't expect to find them because I figured somebody would buy them. The other thing about the store is he's a small one-man business. He kind of looks down on using credit cards. He has to charge you a percentage, and so he's always grumbling about that. So I decided to go prepared this time. I told my wife, and my wife went with me, and I said, let's stop at the bank and let me get some cash out. So I took out cash for what I would consider, I'm not going to spend this much, but I have it if I need it. And then I went in there, and sure enough, they had these albums. Now, the thing that was even nicer, he's changed the prices, and now they're like $5 or $6 cheaper than they were. Way more reasonable. So, but I'm telling you, I'm building up. The day got worse. Anyway, so Trouble, plastic green head, $27, $27. Like I said, they used to be $32 or whatever. I was like, yeah, okay, grab that. That's the first. I went straight for the Trouble because I was thinking, hey, maybe they have it. So I went right for this, and they had plastic green head, one of the ones I really wanted. The ones that, of course, I'm really missing the first album, and nobody's ever going to get the fourth album on vinyl. But this is, I think, the fifth album. So yeah, it was great. This is the reissue that came out. I believe it's going to be on color vinyl. 2013 reissue. So yes, grab that. And they had the other one, Distortion Field. And this is on color vinyl. This is the one with the new singer, with Kyle Thomas. It's a gatefold. I want to say it might be a double record. I forget. I didn't even open these yet. I just got home. Because I'm telling you, so I go in there. I told the guy when I was checking out, what have you done? Last time I went in there, I'm scanning through things, and there's some things I wanted, and some of the bootleggy type things were pricey, out of my range. I'm not paying $50 for Metallica bootleg or whatever, but I went in there this time and found a bunch of, I know a lot of these things I got were unofficial releases, but the prices were reasonable from what I'm seeing online. Anyway, I'm kind of excited. I got a bunch today, so I'm going to show you. But I'm showing you the stuff originally up front. So this is the legitimate official releases that I went in there with the cash to buy. Let's say this, I didn't have enough cash. And here's a bad thing. My wife was with me. Insert graphic here. So, I'm like, maybe you should wait in the car, because I came to her with a stack of records. I'm like, we're going to have to take out and refinance the house. I can't believe the stuff he's got in here. And I told him, I'm like, you didn't have this stuff last time I was here. Anyway, he told me this long story about selling some really rare stuff he had to invest some more and to get through the whole COVID thing and the business closing. And he purchased a bunch of stuff with some really rare stuff. He sold, he said, the test pressing of the first Led Zeppelin album. He sold it for, in the four figures. And it gave him enough money to pay the rent and buy a bunch of records. So I'm like, you didn't have a lot of this stuff before. And I didn't mention to him that your prices have dropped, but he has dropped. Because again, another $26 album that used to be over $30. I'm thinking he had these for like $36 when I was there. So I was more than thrilled to grab the two Trouble albums that he had. Now this is one of the third or fourth ones that I grabbed that I think really made my day. And I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do some research. I'm not sure exactly what I have here. I'm pretty sure he mentioned it being a knockoff, and I'm sure it probably is. But I found a copy of Sonic Boom by Kiss. Now, this was originally released on vinyl in 2010, colored vinyl, and you see those now for sale in the $500 to $800 range, various colors. And then I see in 2019, it was released in Europe on color vinyl, and those are pretty pricey. And then I do see on Discogs there's a 2020 unofficial, and the 2019s were unofficial releases. 2020 unofficial releases. Now the thing is, online the 2020 unofficial releases, if I'm getting that right, not the 2019, the 2020 unofficial releases are gatefold, and this is not. So it makes me wonder, what do I have here? Now, it's got a sticker that says limited color, officially, only available on Kiss Online. Now, do bootleggers go so far as to, replicate, bootleg the actual sticker? The thing is, there's no date on the album. There's no barcode. All of the catalog numbers are the same on all the releases. I'm assuming once I open it, maybe the matrix run out on the run out, the wax run out, maybe will identify who it is. But anyway, just to have it on vinyl, bootleg or not, it looks legit. This sticker is what's throwing me off, because that looks legit. This looks like a Kiss Online version, and a Kiss Online version would be closer to an official release than just a bootlegger. But he bought it from the same people that, not bootlegger, he calls it unofficial release. So he bought it from them. But this is what really thrilled me. I mean, I'm like, yeah, I've got to grab that. This is amazing. So I grabbed that. Okay, this is totally one this is off the wall. This was just one I found in the 80s metal. White Cross. It was unopened. It's brand new and sealed. And, it was $20, but even though that price is, the original price was $10. But I thought, okay, so I look at these online and I see them for $17, $18, $20, $25, $30, $40, and they're open. So I thought, I'm going to support local business and buy an unopened copy. White Cross is one of this is like an 87. It's a Christian band that everybody says sounds like Rat, and he does. And they were really popular for a while. And so I wanted to go ahead and grab that. It's one on my wish list. All right, so these next ones are, he pointed out they're definitely unofficial releases, so they're definitely, bootleggy. But it's great to have them on vinyl, and the prices he had on a lot of, and I'm telling you, there was a lot of stuff in his store. I could have came out of there with so much more. I had to stop. Forbidden, Black Sabbath. Now I'm hoping. I'll pull these open and give them a play. I'm hoping that they all sound pretty decent. I just couldn't, for everything that I found in there was a decent price. You would expect to find these on $50 or whatever. So I'm hoping I'm not going to find these online somewhere else for like $10 or $15. That would bum me out. But I was excited. There's a couple in this time frame, that I'd like to get, the Headless Cross and Tire and things like that. And this, I could tell, obviously, it's kind of bootleggy, but we got Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, Van Halen. Yes, I wish they would have had balance. That would have been nice. But this is another one that's tough to find. And it actually says, I don't exactly know what these letters are, but he said that's basically, it's him saying unofficial release. It's on red vinyl. So, hopefully they all sound decent. And then these two, I wish he'd have had all three, but these two were great. And I've seen people buy these recently online, and I knew going into this that these were unofficial releases. But I'm going to show them both. We got two of the three Pantera albums that I really would like from the 80 days. And I have digital tracks from these. I love these albums. These are my favorite Pantera albums. And if he'd have had the third one from that time frame, it would have been nice. And but these are good. So yeah, it was a great day. Now let me tell you, this is a funny story, kind of funny to me. In the past 2 or 3 weeks, my wife has been doing a lot of studying on cryptocurrency and what's going on supposedly behind the scenes with the bank changes and the Fed and all of the stuff that they're changing over to a different type of currency and blah blah blah. I won't get into politics there. So she's been buying cryptocurrency of a certain brand that she's been studying up on, and she invested initially a certain amount that she, we talked about, and she's like, I want to invest this amount. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then I told her she owes me now that amount. She owes me, I'm like, you got to pay me back. And we were just joking around doing this and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know how much my records came out to? $2 more than she spent on cryptocurrency. She's like, we're even Steven. So I thought that was uncanny. But then she said, this is my early Christmas present. Wait a minute, this is my even Steven for cryptocurrency purchase. She didn't do it. She didn't invest a lot, but anyway, I thought it was funny that the price that this came out to was $2 more, and that was just, I'm like, really even Steven, here we go. That was just interesting. That's all I got for you, though. I'm hanging up now and playing some of these bootlegs or not, or unofficial releases or not. I'm sure they're going to sound great. I hope. But yeah, and I got to go back. This store, his prices have dropped, and everything I was looking at was under $30. He had, and this is, I saw Melinda Murphy show these a year or two ago, way back in her early days. They had those Maryland radio broadcast Van Halen double album sets. There's Volume 1 and Volume 2. That she showed, and she said they were a little bootleg. Yeah, so I didn't jump on them. Plus, I'd already way over my budget. But they had both of them there, both double record sets, and they were $25 each. I just couldn't believe that, because when I was looking at those online a while back when they came out, I swear they were like in the $50 each range. So I wish I had more money. He had so many cool unofficial releases, so many cool official releases, import. There were albums there in the regular bins that were. It was paradise. It was crazy. It was crazy to see this stuff in the wild. And like I said, I go to the store periodically, and I see occasional stuff like this that tends to be way out of my price range. But so many things I picked up in my hands that were well within reason of my price range. Just had too many. Anyway, that's all the rambling for now. Rock on. I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited for me, because I'm excited. Anyway, give me a thumbs up. Comment below. And like it and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And rock on. I'll see you later.